in high definition. CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Right now it's 6:39 and the ship was lost to the deep blue sea, but not everything stayed on the ocean floor. A look at some amazing artifacts from the Titanic. They're right here in our studio. Dre and I are looking at them right now. Dre will have more on that coming up.
Yep. And Sunday marks the 100th anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic. And today we're actually getting a closer look at some of the items associated with the ship and its passengers. They'll actually be going up for auction next week. And joining us now live is Vice President of R&R Auction, Bobby Livingston. And good morning. Thanks for coming by. Of course, we're wearing our white gloves for obvious reasons, for very sensitive issues here, topics here. But what I'm really amazed at is the condition the items are in, considering it's been 100 years, a century we're talking about, and each piece has its own piece of history to tell.
It absolutely does. The first thing we have is incredible condition, as you say. It's a letter written by the band leader of the Titanic, the famous band, the band that played on. His name was Wallace Hartley, and you can see at the top there it says written on board RMS Titanic, and it says Wednesday. That would have been April 10th, 1912. And in this letter, his last letter home to his parents, he mentions that the Titanic is a fine ship and the band are a fine bunch of guys. It's an incredibly rare letter, beautiful. You never see Wallace Hartley on anything, but here he is on the Titanic before he showed his incredible bravery to play the music with the rest of the band as the ship went down and people were being lowered into the lifeboats. The survivors still talked about for years that they heard the music as they rode away as the ship went down. So incredibly rare and beautiful letter.
Yeah, we were talking about our favorite scenes from that movie, and I know Bob Kelly mentioned that's his favorite scene. As the ship is going down, the band is still playing as it's sinking. Another thing you have with us today is actually a wage slip. Is that what this is?
Yeah, I thought this was incredible. This is from a seaman named Frank. You can see here his wages for the Titanic, and he's discharged. His first day of the voyage is April 10th, it says, and then his date of discharge, if you can see it there, April 15th, the day the ship sunk. So the White Star Line basically fired him when the ship went down, even though he had been hired for the whole month for £5. So it's a pretty incredible document. Has the imprinted signature of Captain Smith, of course, the famous captain that also perished on the journey. But this is a really neat artifact from the Titanic.
Now, this next item we found very interesting because it is associated with the Widener family, of course, Widener University. Widener, a very prominent name here in the Philadelphia area.
That's right. This is a gold locket that was on the found on the body of Mr. Widener's valet when he was recovered a week later in the ocean. As you can see, I don't know, you can see the water-damaged picture of his wife right there. And this was used to help identify him. It's monogrammed with his initials, Edward Herbert Keeping, and you can see it's solid gold and beautiful European cut diamonds. It was obviously gifted to Mr. Keeping. He was Mr. Widener's valet, and when we went to make sure it was still solid gold, for the first time in decades, we think, we opened it up, and inside it you can see the water-damaged photo of his daughter, Mildred, a very haunting picture, and you can see of the water damage on it. It's a pretty incredible thing. It's the first time it's been on the market. It comes directly from the Keeping family.
And of course, the Widener family was in Paris looking for a chef for their new hotel, which was the Ritz-Carlton at that time, and that's why they were coming back from Europe at the time.
That's right.
One other thing really quickly, you have a piece of currency that has a South Jersey connection.
Right. This is a dollar bill that was in the pocket of a Palmyra barber, and on the back of it he basically says, this note was in my pocket when I was picked up by the Carpathia after the sinking of the Titanic. It says it right there. So he passed away in 1924, so this makes this one of the earliest certified Titanic artifacts we've ever offered. Pretty incredible piece.
And if you're interested in finding these items for the auction, where can people find information?
We're at RR Auction. We're in Amherst, New Hampshire. We're available on the web at rrauction.com.
And the auction starts when?
It starts April 19th and ends on the 26th, but it's all online now.
Okay, all right. Thanks for coming by and bringing those wonderful items.